Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode number 24 of the Zone of Control podcast. I'm Jerry James, the Cardboard Commander, and today we're going to have a great discussion about a lot of things, but one of my favorite things, card-driven games. So that's going to be the main discussion for today. As most of you know, I try to keep this podcast to within 30 minutes. Today may go a little longer because I'm going to deep dive into a few things, but we'll see. I'm hoping not to make it too long. I do want to thank you guys. This is a recorded version. I'll be back live next week. I'll have a live podcast, so stay tuned for that. So let's go ahead and dig in, folks. So this week we're going to have my regular opening comments. We're going to talk about Malta Besieged. That's on the table. Mail call. Got a few things in mail call. The topic of the week is my favorite card-driven games. And we will finish up with just a little bit of banter. And, of course, thanking everybody for their support. So I want to make sure we do that. One of the things that I did want to mention is I think I'm going to be making some of these die. I ordered some of these. I don't know if you can see them too well. I may not be able to focus on them. But they're actually Cardboard Commander dice, which are pretty cool, right? So thought I would I may be giving those out to some people, sending them out to folks. We'll only have to see if anybody's interested or anything like that. But thought they were pretty cool. Cardboard Commander with my little logo on there. So let's get started. So what's been happening? So I just got back from Colorado from a road trip. It was awesome. Spent 8 days on the road, about 2,800 miles. If you guys have never been to Colorado, you should get there no matter how you got to get there, plane, transport, through time, whatever. It's God's country. It's beautiful, and it's one of my favorite places. I will be hitting the road again. Well, we're actually leaving today to go to Minneapolis for friends get together, and then next week I'll be leaving next Sunday. My birthday's on Saturday. We'll be leaving Sunday, or I'll be leaving Sunday to go to a couple motorcycle events back east. So, but I will be doing things on the road there. So I will have the podcast. I will have podcasts being put up while I'm on the road. I'm taking my computer with me and things like that. So we'll have all that going on as well. And then if you go online to Cardboard Commander on YouTube, you've got my after action report. I played my ladder game this week and I won. So let's all hear it for that. That doesn't happen that often, and but it was fun, and you can kind of see a quick breakdown of that on the YouTube channel. So we are still playing Malta Besieged. We're in the last deck. I'll start doing that. Probably play that today and film it today, but it'll be on the channel next week. I think it is sometime we'll do that. But it's been a fun game, and I could come close to winning. We'll see. And then Jeff Davis is up next after that. So stay tuned for that. So while I was gone, got a few things in the mail. So the first thing we're going to do. So I was told that I should put myself on the screen. And that's not myself. How do I get me on the screen? There we go. So Trench Raid came. And it's from Compass Games. And this is a little different than what I'm used to playing. It's a solitaire patrol command game. I'm going to open up the box. People say I don't do enough in depth, so I'm going to open up the box. It comes with your little dice that everybody has. There's some 10-siders in there and some 6-siders. There's a little pin. I know you're supposed to write on some of the things in here. I won't be doing that because I think if you look at these cards over here to the right, I think you're supposed to write on those. I won't be doing that as I don't like to write on my games and stuff like that. So, but cool little pen, you know. You've got a bunch of stuff. So Compass puts their rule books in a baggie, which is kind of cool. There's a rule of play book. Sorry for the glare, folks. Looks like there's 30 pages of rules. It really looks like when you first open up the game, it almost looks like a role-playing game because there's where all those role-playing games I play, right? But there's stats. You can buy luck. You can buy equipment, special skills. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in here, but it looks really cool. But not a lot of pictures. But again, nicely written rule book, and it looks like you can get into it pretty quickly. So there's some events that hang out, gas, that sort of thing. So that looks pretty cool. There are one sheet of clarifications. Then we have there's a little fold out here with all the events that could happen, and like some artillery barrage, accidentally shot. Hope you can see that. Maybe it's too close. Which way is better? Is it better to do it there or up here? But a nice little bifold for that. So that's kind of cool. Then there's another one here. So there's two of them. So there's a lot of events that could happen. Let's see. Field dressing station is filled with enemy wounded, plus medical staff. So you just read through and do all the events. Then there's events that happen in no man's land, I guess. Again, it's kind of a quick unboxing. So you roll like it here, you roll a d20. If you rolled a 9, it'd be listening post, whatever that means. And there looks like, and then there's a wound severity chart and that sort of thing. So I wonder if I should shut these blinds a little bit, but I think that helps a little bit with the glare. But yeah, that's there. Then there's a carrying. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of little player aids that are here. Then we have the player type. So there's like officer, NCO. And then again, with all the skills like speed, strength, courage. So it's almost like I said, like a role-playing game. These are the things you're supposed to mark on. I'll make copies and we'll write on those. I'm not going to play on these. There's a bomber, carrier. There's a rifleman. So again, looks pretty cool. I'm gonna have to play this, I think, or at least get it on the table and try it out. It's a little different than what I'm used to playing, but I'm willing to give it a try. And then the map board, look, pretty plain. The map board changes each game. So just going to open up a little bit there, but you can kind of see what it would look like open. And then there's other little, I think there's, so that's not a bad looking board. And then the counters, I'm not going to open them up, but the counters have things like wire and that sort of thing on there that you put on the map board. So, yep. So that came in the mail. Looking forward to playing that. I don't know if you guys like me doing this or opening it up while we're playing, but hey, I thought I'd give it a shot, try something new. And so that is Trench Raid from Compass Games. Lisa Smedman is the designer. So that came in the mail while I was gone. Put that down here in my handy. Another thing that came in the mail was I kickstarted the Rock. Oh, this thing's heavy. The Rock of Chickamauga. So I also have Most Faithful Sacrifice. You can see my cat's making an appearance right there. So that's Bandit. But this came in the mail. One of the few games I've backed on Kickstarter. And I guess, like I said, I'm not a big Kickstarter fan, but I decided I would do that. So we'll look at the box here real quick and see what. So since I did get a Kickstarter, there was a lot of things that came with the game that were extras, that were special. So the first thing we got are these die. So there's special die. They got little pictures on here. I'll open it up real quick. That sound is good, right? But each die has little special characters, just special dice there. So that's kind of unique. It also came with a dice tower that you have to build, or I think maybe I don't know. But I'm going to be building that dice tower a little bit too. Then it came with a bookmark. It's kind of cool. And then it came with these neoprene. I guess when you play the game, you can mark off the board because you don't necessarily play all of the board. And it came with these little neoprene spacer things, which is kind of cool. So that's kind of neat. And it's a Herman Luttman game, so of course you know that's great. Black Swan series, one of my favorites. And then I also got, this is one thing I wish more war game people would do, is make spiral bound rule books. And so the spiral bound rule book for Chickamauga came. I really like that. And again, nice hard stock and everything, but you can lay it flat, which is nice. So yeah, that came with the Kickstarter too. Let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, this is a very heavy box, folks. So if you've ordered any of these games, you know that it's a heavy box. I don't want to put that there. We'll put that down here for now. So again, dice that came with the game. And our topic today is card-driven games. And this is a card-driven game. So it is not going to be in our topic today because I have not played these games. I need to get A Most Fearful Sacrifice and this onto the table. But again, the baggie for the rules, which is kind of cool. Then there is a regular rule book that came in. And so the rule book here, this is just the same thing as the spiral bound. This is what you're going to get if you just order the game itself. Lots of illustrations. And looks like it's about 30 pages. But yeah, there's plenty of illustrations, very nicely. Just a nice looking little book. Then you've got the scenario book, which is, yeah, this thing's pretty thick, 53 pages thick. And it kind of just goes in and explains to you the scenarios and all the units and that sort of thing. Then there's an Order of Battle player card, which are very nicely done. So really nice player card, Orders of Battle. There's a Confederate display, command displays, and you've got those for each general. 4 of those. And you've got the Union command display. And then you have a whole bunch of, so one thing I do love about this game is the combat tables. Very nice, very well thought out. And then you've got events and that sort of thing back. So really do appreciate the player aids in here. Then we've got the terrain effects chart. And this is awesome. A whole big sequence of play that breaks down everything. We've got a bunch of counters. Again, I'm not opening them. They're just going to show you kind of the front. And here's the back of some of them. I think you can probably see those a little nicer. And the map is huge. This is where all the weight comes from, folks. Look how thick that is. And there's 2 of them in here. Not going to open them up. But as you can tell, very nicely done. Beautiful maps. Big hexes. Looking forward to getting this on the table. So that I was excited to get this. Really been looking forward to diving in more into this series. And Herman, as always, does a fantastic job. And so I'm really looking forward to all this. Oh, this all probably won't go back into here, but we're just going to do this real quickly. Put the dice in here. We'll I'll clean all this up when we're done so I don't waste my time with you guys. But again, tell me if you guys like me doing these kind of more in-depth kind of look at things, or would you rather me just kind of skim over stuff like I do from time to time? So that's what came in the mail. I don't have anything else coming real soon. I am looking forward to British Tank Ace. Got a couple more things coming, but don't recall off the top of my head. So this week we're going to talk about my favorite card-driven games. And now these look nicely stacked right here. These are my favorite card-driven games. They may not be the best card-driven games. They may not be your favorite card-driven games, but they are my best card-driven games. So we'll go ahead and dig into that. So first thing is Empire of the Sun. So, folks, I'm embarrassed to say this. I've had this for years. I've never played it. It's never even been opened. It's kind of intimidating, but I think that'll be on my one of the games I want to look at during the winter time where I have a little more time to play. But again, um, this is one, the rule book. Look, just the rule book itself is, 40 pages. There are some, and there's some great tutorials online. So I shouldn't be that intimidated by it. But again, the reason it's an honorable mention is I just haven't played it. I'm looking forward to playing it, but Empire of the Sun is my first honorable mention. My second honorable mention just came a couple weeks ago, and that is Combat. And Rough Swordsman got me kind of looking at this information. And I have opened this up because I wanted to take a look at it. So there's some baggies for all you. And it comes with some dice like every other game. But then it is a card-driven game. And so here are some of the cards. And I haven't sleeved them yet or anything. Just because I haven't played it. I just opened it up. But the cards look really nice. And they just, like I said, I don't know how to play the game. Never, haven't had it out yet. But looks like there's some friendly cards, and then there's German cards. I did an unboxing. You probably saw it online real quick, but then here's a picture of the German cards. And I'm sure all this stuff has things to do with what's going on while you're in the game. And again, another great rule book. Compass Games, I really enjoy their rule books. They put out a very good rule book. There's a series rule book for just this series. Then there's a scenario rule book, and then all the other things that come with Combat. So I'll be diving into that pretty soon, but just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up on that. It's an honorable mention because I have not played it, but I do think it's going to be one of those games that we truly enjoy, and that is going to be, those two. So again, honorable mention with that and Combat. So looking forward to getting those on the table. So now let's get into my list. So the first one and these are in no particular order. They are, but they're not, because some of the ones, and I'll tell you, but Western Front Ace, folks, this is one of my favorite games. I really enjoy playing it. I play it a lot. The cards are very, very nice. I don't know if you can see those, but I really do like the cards. And again, just a really, really fun game to play. Oh, wrong one. So the thing I love about Western Front Ace is the story that it tells. It's easy to set up. The player's aids are great. It is card driven. There's tons of planes in here. It's just a lot of fun. And to be honest with you, I love playing. It's always set up. That's why it's kind of out right now too. I've got the cards sleeved. But this Western Front Ace, if you're into card-driven games, this is a tough game, very hard to win at. But I would say you're probably not going to be disappointed if you get it. Gregory Smith he's a genius when it comes to these type of games, and I don't think you would be disappointed if you purchased this game. Really do like Western Front Ace. The mechanics are, you set up the game, you roll to see if you have an encounter, and then the cards are the unique. If you notice the firepower, and then it gives you defense. The cards are very succinct, and it's real easy to play. Once you get the hang of this game, it's very easy to play. So Western Front Ace is one of my favorite card-driven games. Another one that is really, if I've had the original version, I just got the new version because it was very expensive, and I had been holding off on getting it, but Noble Knight had it and got it for a better price. So RAF John Butterfield game. This is the 2-player game. I only had the solitaire game before, so you can play this in a 2-player game now. I do have the cards here. So again, the cards drive the whole sequence of the game. These are much nicer than the original game, but and this is a fun game to play. You do have to have some time to play it. So I like to play this in the winter time. So when I have some time to set up, and I'll be doing a playthrough of this later when I have some time, once I'm done with summer and all that. But RAF from John Butterfield, again, this could be my #1 favorite, or pretty close to it. It's a really good game and card driven. So next, I know some people, is it a war game? Is it not a war game? I don't care what it is. It's a lot of fun to play, and that is Twilight Struggle. I've had this. This is my 3rd edition because I play it a lot. It's one of those games that when you do play it, you have to know the cards and that sort of thing. But the cards are one of my favorite things about these cards is the story that they tell on the card themselves. And it is very easy to set up. I have everything set up here. But Twilight Struggle, some people say it's not a war game, but it's if you go on BGG, it is always one of the highly ranked games. And if you haven't played it before, Twilight Struggle is awesome. I would love to play Twilight Struggle with one of you guys. I haven't played this in a while, so I'd like to play again. But Twilight Struggle is another one of my favorite card games. Next up, we're talking about, For the People. So I have the new edition now. I did sell the original one I had. This is a great game. And folks, I tell you what, this is what kind of got me into, well, this and one other kind of got me into card-driven games. Mark Herman makes a great product. I haven't opened this version of it, so I'm going to play this version. Like I said, I have the old version as well, but the cards are the driver of this. They tell a great story, and this is a lot of fun. I every time I start looking at games on the shelf and I start acquiring more games, I'm like, man, I need to play the ones I've got more. Again, solitaire suitability is 6. I've played this solo a tons of times. Yeah, this is a great game, folks. If you haven't played For the People, you should go out and try it out. That's another one of my favorite card-driven games. This, folks, is one of the best games. It is quick. It is fast. There's a solo bot for it. I love this game. This is actually probably one of the games that I play the most. Another Gregory Smith copy of a game. But there's some great player aids on BGG. The cards are very nice, well thought out. And this is a great game. Very quick. You can play it solitaire, area movement. Some people maybe Paths of Glory Light, maybe. But man, this thing's a lot of fun. I wish the Vassal module was a little better. But this is a great game, and I would love to play this in person with somebody. I would really like to see if anybody around here would like to play this. Bert, maybe from Kansas City, one of my Kansas City cronies. Anthony, maybe down in Arkansas. I would love to play Imperial Tide. I think that would be a lot of fun, and one of the games that I haven't played face-to-face, but I think would be a lot of fun face-to-face. All right. Next up after that, Paths of Glory. So this could be my #1. This is one of my favorite games ever. It is a long game. It is, I don't think it's hard to play, but it is, you do have to know kind of, especially the card play. The more you know the cards, the better. I just ordered the new deluxe version, so I still have an old version, so I haven't even opened these cards yet. But again, I know why I ordered this, because it has the mounted map board. I didn't have the mounted map board before. But Paths of Glory, this game is fantastic. I love the cards. Everything you need to do, operations, everything you need to do is on the card itself. Knowing when and where to play the cards. I do have there's a player's guide that now I think on Noble 9 it's like $70 or something. It's crazy, but the player's guide is really neat on helping you get up to speed, and it's one of those games that I think everybody should have this game, and it just you can play it now with Stuka Joe's system. You can play it solitaire. I think this is a must-have game. This is the first card-driven game I ever played, and it is Upfront. And as you can see by the graphic, it's not a board. It's very basic, but folks, it is a game that was way before. Look, my cover's tattered. This game has gone everywhere with me. I will never sell this. I have all the expansions as well. Avalon Hill, again, just one of those games that I will never get rid of. I've got all the printed out copies of, there was from the General magazine, there was a Desert War variant that I have copies of. There was a bonsai version of it, which I have the Japanese cards as well. Then the regular Upfront rule book, which, folks, the rule books, if you don't think they've changed, tons of text. This isn't the easiest to read, but love the game. And then it even came with a little card tray. The cool thing about the cards is they're very rudimentary, which is fine, but the cards and the terrain, the way you play terrain in this game is just play, and the relative range is really cool. So I wish somebody, this is a game that really needs a second edition and upgraded with new art and everything, because this game is a classic and would be so cool with updated graphics and everything like that. Here's the cards. Like I said, very rudimentary, but they get the job done. This is a fun game. You can play it on Vassal, Tabletop Simulator. Another thing that we need to talk about is Tabletop Simulator. I've never played that game. I find it hard to play on Tabletop Simulator. I know a lot of people like playing on Tabletop Simulator, but again, sorry, I didn't mean to digress. But Upfront, my very first card-driven game, and one that I will never, and of course Roger McGowan cover, I will never sell this game. It is one of my, it's just never going to go anywhere. And then I know you guys know what's coming last. This is my favorite card-driven game, and that's Combat Commander. I just pulled one of the boxes off the shelf. This is actually, I'm sure there's not even cards in this box, or there may be. Yeah, there's just all the decks for all the nationalities in here. These are the British cards, and there's some Italian Fate deck, the Marines, the Partisans. I got everybody. I put all the cards in this box. Again, Combat Commander, one of my favorite games ever. Anyhow, it just happens to be a card-driven game. I love Combat Commander, and really looking forward to seeing the new anniversary. I think they're going to put Europe and Mediterranean together in the same. So folks, do you guys like playing card-driven games? If not, why not? And if you do like playing them, which ones am I missing? Give me an idea of something I need to pick up if there's more out there that I need to get. So folks, I think we've pretty much gone over our time. I just want to thank you guys. I know I've been gone. I'm sorry for the recorded versions, but if you do like what you see, do all that YouTube stuff and all that, thumbs up and all that. Go check out our YouTube channel at Cardboard Commander. We've got a Facebook group. We've got and the Facebook group, I would really like you guys to go check that out. I'd like to get more stuff together there. Like to maybe set up some games. Discord channel, I've got a Discord channel. I'll put that up here as well. But yeah, I'd really like to see more action on the Facebook page. I've almost got 1,300 subscribers, so really do appreciate you guys for that. And I think that's about it. So until next week, everybody, be safe, be kind. Happy wargaming.